Okay, so see how this works. Come in. I'm going to see how this works because I have to reverse the camera. Can everyone hear me well? All right. Hey, good evening, Nadia. Can you hear me? I had this sign out of, I know last time I was live or earlier today, mine. Okay, good. I inadvertently disconnected my cord to my microphone. As you all come in, share those hearts. Hello, Lee Brown on Facebook. So I had to do a different thing with Facebook and my Periscope because I knew that people would say that they're not able to read the screen. So, if you're not on YouTube following this, I just have my camera reversed and, just trying to do the best I can. Hello. Everyone coming in. Make sure you share this, hit the thumbs up. Get this out. Phoenix, good evening to you all. Good evening. I'm just glad to be coming live. So let's get right into this, but let's take care of everything. Thank you, Kendra. How's everything going on Facebook? Kendra, how's everything going in Michigan? Been hearing a lot of things about Michigan, so keeping Michigan in my thoughts and prayers as well. Hello, Brandon. Let me get this glare out the way real quick as I'm moving my screen or moving this board that I'm going to write on. Brandon on I'm sorry, Brandon on Facebook. So let me make sure that much of this is where you can see. Right. Don't think the glare is that bad. It's going to be a little dark, but just a little glare from the camera. I will, Kendra from Michigan, praying for your state. Definitely will do that. Heard of a lot of things about what's going on in the states of Michigan and primarily Louisiana as well. Periscope, do me a favor. If you can hear me well, Periscope, give me some hearts, pump those hearts. Let me make this adjustment for the scope. So they can see the screen. Oh, thank you for the hearts, Periscope. Okay, you can see the screen a little bit. Thank you for the heart, also Facebook. Or, as I say, the digital love, right? Digital love on Facebook. Thank you for the heart, also Periscope. So this is good as it's going to get. YouTube, hit those thumbs up. Good evening, everyone coming in. Thank you for the digital heart. Periscope. So let's get into this so that you all can get some rest and hopefully have some designation to go to tomorrow, right? Make sure my full screen is in. All right, that's a little better. Okay. All right. So that's a little better. All right. So it looks backwards to me, but if everything looks good to you all, let me know. Whether you're on Facebook or Periscope or YouTube. It looks backwards to me, but if it looks good to you, you all give me the thumbs up. Comment, looks good. Right. Thank you for the hearts again, Periscope. Let me know if everything is looking good and sounding good. You all give me some comments and I'll give you an opportunity to comment on it. All right, good evening, good evening. Mr. Williams, everything looking good and sounding good on our platforms. Thank you for the digital love. Foster says, finna switch to Facebook. I'm giving a sign. Okay, thank you, Brandon. Looking good. Thank you. Good on Periscope. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so January 23rd, FICO announced that the FICO 10 and the 10T would be set a little blurred on YouTube. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me know if that's a little better on YouTube. Trying to see where they glare on the, hold on. I can't really pick up where that glare is coming from. I don't know why it's blurry. It's looking good on my end. All right, so just try to follow along. As I'm looking in, it looks pretty good. So I don't know why it looks a little blurry to you all. Let me see. I don't have anything to wipe the screen with to make sure. Okay, sound is good. Give me 1 second. Let me wipe off the camera screen. That might help. Hold up. I don't know. I know that was temporary blurry for a minute. Let me see if that's going to help. Foster said, finna switch back to YouTube much louder. All right. Much louder. Okay. The board's still blurry. You all wiped out the screen, so. All right, so hey, we're just gonna have to walk you through, or maybe just not do it at all if I'm having some more technical difficulties, because I don't want to be on here long. It's my time is 9:27, so I do want to be off by 10, right? Someone said, hello, Queen, I couldn't find your Cash App. I want to purchase the silver stacking report. Give me your Cash App name, please. Go to my website. All of the instructions are on there. 𝒞𝓄creditandcash.com. When you go to my website, if you stroll all the way down to the bottom, you will find the silver stacking report, where it reads silver stacking report. And it'll show $25. I prefer, even though it says buy now, it gives you the Cash App here. So the Cash App is LDFinancialCoaching. Include your name and email. Please include your name and email address in the message on that. So yeah, I put my website in, stroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see, let me copy and paste that silver stacking report, and you'll see my Cash App. just because PayPal, has a fee. So let me switch this back over. All right. So January 23rd, the FICO announced the FICO 10 and the FICO 10T, right? Oh, someone on Periscope said they received their report today. Thank you. Yeah, I usually get those silver stacking reports back to you real quick. Expedite those real fast. So Equifax already agreed. Now let me tell you why. Let's get the rundown on really the real reason why the FICO 10 and 10T was implemented. It's because many average American credit scores were a 700 plus, right? 700 plus. And so a lot of people after the recession of 2008, they are on schedule or on task now to get a lot of those bankruptcy, or in 2018, the bankruptcies fell off that was filed from 2009, maybe 2010, right? You know, Chapter 7 remains on your credit report for 10 years. And a lot of those collections and charge-offs are falling off from the Great Recession. Hello. Okay, they said, thank you, Phoenix. I tried to get rid of that blur so you all could follow the board as I explain everything. And so a lot of these collections and charge off are scheduled to fall off. And a lot of kind of manipulating of the credit scoring system was done through AU Tradelines. So if you're new to my channel, if you're new to this, you know that an AU Tradeline stands for authorized user. And what usually happens in the context of that is that if someone asks you as an authorized user, it can only be done through credit cards, right? You will be a recipient of their good payment history. Some of the things you want to look for in authorized user trade lines are not only do they have a good payment history, which means no late pay. Thank you, Nadia, for the $33 super chat on YouTube. Thank you so much. For if they have any late payments, but you want to look at their balance ratio of how much debt is on the credit card, right? So, for example, if I have a $5,000 credit card, I want that balance ratio 30% or lower, which will mean $1,500 or lower, right? What happened with this is generally, like my daughter, I add her as authorized user on my credit cards to help build her credit score. She's 20 years old, right? What companies and some businesses begin to do is add people or sell this as a business concept. So like myself, if I have a good credit card, let's say my Navy Federal card, I would allow the company to sell my credit card and add people on as an authorized user, right? And by doing so, the company would then in return pay me a small fee, but the company will make thousands, right? So they may sell you my Navy Federal credit card that has a history of 5 years on it, and I'm paying well and good time. They add you as an authorized user. They may pay me $200 for that usage of my card and allowing you to add on, which I don't know you. You might be a total stranger, but they may charge you $2,000 or $2,500. Older the card, the better the payment history, the more the company will charge you, right? Thank you, Periscope, for the hearts and the digital love. So now it's getting to the point that after the recession of 2008, a lot of consumer credit scores are getting up 700, bankruptcies coming out, charge off collections are falling off. And they say, hey, we have to do something because we know where this economy is heading into the summer of this year, right, or where we are right now on the economy. We don't have to wait the summer of this year. If you've been keeping an eye on the economy, you know that a lot of furloughs, a lot of hours cut or job losses, right, in general are being made at this time due to this health pandemic. And so the banks want to protect themselves, and they felt like with the adding of authorized trade lines and a lot of bankruptcies and charge-off collections falling off from the 2008 housing market crash recession, that, you know what, people can look good on paper for 30 days, meaning that usually if you pay for an authorized trade line, it's not permanent, right? It's a temporary score increase. So that means the company says, okay, we're going to add you for 30 days or we're going to add you for 60 days, but it's not permanent. It's a temporary score increase. And in doing so, banks had really no way of knowing if you were a creditable lender to them, right? Because they can only look at a 30 or 60-day window or a snapshot. So this is how it's going to affect. And it's predicted to be officially changed by FICO. FICO is your true credit score, not what you see on Credit Karma or Mint, right? Those are your Vantage score, right? And so if you are already below, or if you're at right now a 600 credit score, your true FICO score on myfico.com, your credit score automatically will drop 20 to 40 points if you carry a lot of high balances on your loans or credit cards that you have. And I'll go on to explain this further. But if your credit score is a 680 and you have low debt or no debt, the good thing is your credit score can jump 20 to 40 points, right? It'll be just the opposite. Now, if you are between 600 and 680 in between and you're straddling the line, my recommendation right now is you definitely need to get some things disputed, challenged, removed, and restored on your credit, right? If you're between a 600 and a 680. So under the new scoring system that's implemented in July, FICO will judge you harder for recent mispayments, right? Recent mispayments. So let me look at my questions. 𝒞𝓄𝓃 says, does a $10,000 trade line from someone adding you on get you a $10,000 limit as well as if you apply for a credit card? Okay, she says clear to her now. Okay. But just know if you buy a AU trade line, then you want to make sure. Okay, good. The board is not blurred. Thank you so much, Nadia B. Thank you so much. You want to make sure that the AU trade line does not have a maxed out balance. I mean, if it's $10,000, you want to look at that 30% ratio, and you want it to be $3,000 below. Other than that, it's not worth investing in. And even, thank you, Annie Tater, for buying the Silver Stacking Report. And even with that being said, in July, AU trade lines are going to be ineffective. All right, question on Facebook is Capital One Wise monthly a true credit score? Capital One Wise, what do you know what scoring model that it uses? FICO 8 or FICO 9? It should have it on the bottom of their credit report somewhere. Then I can better answer that question, because a lot of people think that FICO 9 was not widely adopted by banks and lenders, and that's far from the truth. If you have Wells Fargo, they give you your credit reports from the FICO 9. They use the FICO 9 scoring base. One of the well-known credit union, Navy Federal, as well, use FICO 9 as well. So there are a lot of credit card based banks that use the FICO 9 model. people don't have credit monitoring services, so they're not aware of that, right? So now, going back to FICO and harder recent missed payment, this is why this is going to hit hard. There are some people who are furloughed from their jobs, they're laid off, or their hours are. So they have a 90-day window right now in which they cannot pay their mortgage or rent, and they would not be held to any obligations, right? But what you don't know is that still will be marked on your credit report as a natural disaster. And it still will show that you are slow paying or you miss paying. And so when July comes in, even though it is listed, it will be negative. And so you will have more points deducted for recent missed payments than currently you have under the FICO 8 or the FICO 9. And I'm saying FICO 8 or 9 because FICO 8 is what's used to determine if you get approved more times for vehicle financing is the FICO 8. And then the FICO 9 is usually for credit card and banking and loans, right? The Ultra FICO was really just in preparation for the FICO 10, and that's another discussion. So also under this new model, it will be harder moving credit card debt to personal loan consolidations, right? Harder to move credit card debt to personal loans consolidation. That means a lot of people will consolidate their credit card debt into personal loans, right? Into personal loans. But they will take those credit cards and max them out, or again after the transfer, right? And so this is saying AU Tradelines also manipulate. So it's cutting out the AU Tradelines, and it's cutting out the people who will consolidate their credit card debt into personal loans and then max out their credit cards again. Because what will happen is, oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you. What will happen is that under the current model, when you have personal loans, student loans, installment loans, right, that it would not hurt your credit score as bad as high credit card debt, which is called revolving loans or revolving debt. So Lee, yes, he did comment for me too on Facebook that Capital One uses VantageScore 3.0. Jesus commented too on YouTube that Capital One uses Vantage 3.0. So your Vantage score is just like Credit Karma. It is not used by banks. You want to know your true FICO score, which FICO is abbreviated for Fair Isaac Corporation, right? That's the algorithm that banks and lenders use. That you can go to myfico.com, and hold on. Okay, my light is going out. Myfico.com, and you can order your true FICO score, what banks and lenders use, starting at $19 to $29 to $39. They have different packages, right? My Alicia Davis on YouTube, you are correct. Experian uses FICO 8. FICO 8 is usually for your vehicle loans financing when you're trying to get finance for a vehicle. So this is where FICO 10T comes in. The 10T or the 10 sweet part comes in when, and I'm sorry for the blur on the bottom of this, I can't figure out where. I think it's my camera has a lighting on it, so it's blurring at the bottom. But instead, this is where AU Tradelines is cut out. Instead of looking at your 30 or 60-day credit status, right, it's going to look at your 2-year window. So the 10T is going to add the algorithm scoring models or the suite. It's going to look at your overall 24-month history, right? And so your credit utilization, right, older models only report the last reported balances, meaning right now, your last reported balances are being reported by FICO 9, by FICO 8. So, let's say someone can pay down a credit card balance this month. Nigel Maxwell, good year, I received your silver stacking order. Well, next month they max that card out. But between the transition, they then kept that balance low only to get approved for vehicles. So banks wanted a way to recognize risky lenders, right? To recognize risky lenders. So I hope you have any questions about this, because I'm about to erase this off the board and teach the second part of it. It's got like 10 more minutes that I want to be live. So everyone let me know, yes, comment yes, we got this part. Let me go on to the second part of what the 10 and 10 𝒲𝒽𝒾𝓉. Need some comments, Periscope, Facebook, YouTube. Give me some comments, please. If you got this part of the board. Annie Tater says, thank you, Queen. I appreciate you. I email you just in case you didn't get in my email. Annie Taylor, I did get it. Nadia B said, got it. Thank you, Nadia. Facebook, Periscope. Hit those hearts, and Periscope, share this with your followers as well on Periscope. All right, got it. All right, so I'm getting more got it. So I'm erasing the board, right? Erasing the board. Feel like I'm in the classroom again, right? Feel like I'm in the classroom, or I'm coaching on my whiteboard, because you do know I coach sports as well. So we know about the effects on personal. Okay, got it. Thank you. Personal consolidation loans. This is to benefit lenders. Sorry, I got my Nike shorts on. This is to benefit lenders more than consumers, right? Don't get it twisted. If you look on myfico.com, it tells you the reason for their resilient score is because they felt like they lent money to risky lenders, and the banks took a loss, took an L during the 2008 recession, right? They don't want to repeat that again. So, they knowing where the economy is headed, right? But this is the great news about it. It does get better, right, for people. This is the X's and O's from it, right? For people responsible with credit, but it gets worse for those who are not, right? So don't make fun of my handwriting. I'm a basketball coach. I'm used to putting X's and O's on the board. So if you're responsible with credit, if you pay down your debts, it's going to look at a 2-year window. How aggressively are you paying down the student loans, or do you have your student loans in forbearance or deferment? Are you paying down that student loans debt? Are you paying down your personal debts? Are you paying down those credit cards debt, or are you paying down just the minimum due? Right? So if you're a responsible person, you're going to see 20 to 40 points increase, which is a great thing, because now you can use credit to invest, right? Now you can use credit to invest. But lenders wanted to change this because they had no way of knowing your true credit worthiness, right? Okay, now I just said, got it. They want to know consumers' true credit worthiness. Are you trying to abuse and use the system by adding authorized trade line? Because authorized trade lines really, let me adjust this. Okay, really supposed to use for friends and family members that want to add people to their credit cards in order to have let them have access as needed, right? Or to just benefit off their good credit, like I mentioned earlier, wanted to add my daughter. So again, I mentioned earlier the 2008 recession, bankruptcies, charge off, collections are falling off. Um, the recent missed payments will be judged harder, even if you are furloughed or laid off during this time. They're going to mark it as a natural disaster, but it's still going to affect you negatively. Um, it's not fair, but that's what they're doing. Um, but if you're a person that have no missed payments, and you keep your balances low, then you'll be in good standing. You'll probably be in that group that gets a credit score increase, right? Um, but if you have multiple months of low reported balances, or if you have multiple months of low reported balances, your score would go up also as well. Multiple months of low reported balances. Score will go up. So under this new model, your score will go up. So this can really, really help you. Like I said, the rich and wealthy use credit to invest and to get richer during recessions, right? So, I mean, or it can hurt you, right? Because even if, let's say you start off with an 800 credit score, you can drop down to a 704 if you have high utilization balances on your credit. I'm holding this. If you have, this is how much that can affect you, people. So you definitely want to be prepared. Now, if you're a person that's, this is financial education, but if you're a person that's looking to use your credit to invest, these are some changes. So use your credit wisely at this point, at this time from here until July, until that's added on or added in. Okay, let me read the statement. As David said, I just got, I think, terrified or purified. It was only $5. I don't know what. Oh, PenFed. I'm sorry, I can't read that. I just got PenFed. It was only $5, and they waited. Okay, that's great. PenFed, and they waived the activation fee or the donation fee. PenFed and Navy Fed are great credit unions to have at this time in the lieu of our upcoming recession. And that's it. That's all I have for you all. Any questions on any platforms, and we will, or I will sign out. Okay, PenFed, I got you, Ms. Davis. Any questions on any platform? Again, as the dollar is losing its purchasing powers, you all do understand that the more money that goes out into the economy, whether it's through a stimulus package, and I just read an article that said that the banks are even digitalizing or transferring $1 trillion a day to banks. The more money that's transferred into the economy, the more the dollar collapses or depreciates. So put your money in physical assets, in real assets. If you can't afford real estate at this time, I was just listening to a Periscope. Actually, I'm on Periscope, and the Periscope was saying that how you can use real estate housing for critical care or elderly care, right? People, and they're paying $1,500 a bedroom. So you got a 3-bedroom rental property. You want to use it for critical care people in lieu of, maybe they have someone to come in and take care of them, whatever. That's what, $4,500 a month, I think. Yeah. If you just had a rental property. So it's money to be made in this. You just got to shift your mindset, shift your income. Okay, Ms. Foster said the repo market and commercial market. Okay. Teach leverage the credit to get assets. Yeah, Ms. Foster, $1 trillion a day. So that automatically decreases your purchasing power of what the more that's distributed out, the more it depreciates, right? Will I teach us how to leverage credit to get assets? That's what I do all the time. Someone gave me a testimonial today that they used their credit card to find they went to the pawn shop, used their credit card and bought silver on the credit card, right? And although they charged them like a 6% a fee to use the credit card, or processing fee, because they don't charge taxes at your local pawn shops or dealer when you purchase silver or gold, right? Or they shouldn't. But the person got 3% cash back, right, through their purchase. So that's one way of using digital money created out of air, to get real tangible assets. I was doing my live earlier today, and Mr. Porter, Darrell Porter, who also teaches about silver and gold investing, said on the U.S. debt clock, the silver to dollar ratio increased by $1,000 in 30 days. So it was $900 at the beginning of the month of March. And now April 1st, 30 days later, is $1,900. And so I went on my live today and discussed the many, many uses of silver that will explode this year versus, because gold for most working middle class is not affordable. It's $1,600 an ounce. But silver is very affordable. I think the spot price is like $14. And you can go maybe even a troy ounce you can purchase at $22, $23 an ounce. Some Eagles, you can find them in your local dealers or pawn shops, or $18 an ounce. So if you're getting 3% back, cash back rewards on your credit card, right? And digital money to purchase real money, real money. So $1 trillion a day will be useful to the banks. I don't know why the banks are broke anyway. Other than bank runs, there have been a lot of people that have been taking their cash out of banks, and the rich and wealthy have already converted cash or currency into real money, gold and silver, physical gold and silver. So that may be a reason why the banks don't have money. That's why credit squeezes are approaching and coming upon us, because the banks right now, in FICO 10, they're low on the reserves they need to do that. Oh, that turned out good. My daughter cooking some peach cobbler. All right, Miss Foster. They charge 6% in Maryland. You spend $200 for your credit card. Yeah, to buy physical gold. But some people credit cards have rewards, cash back. So you might get 1 to 3% of that back, but you're not taxed on it, right? And you're taking digital money created out of thin air to get real money. Some people never held real money in their hands, meaning they never held a silver troy ounce bullion or gold in their hand. They've only held paper currency, right? If you know anything about that, 1971, the dollar became debt because President Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard. So when some people say that I'm trying to get out of debt, that means you're also not using credit to create more cash flow and get real assets. Oh, you pay cash and you still was charged 6%? That's interesting. Maybe it's different in Maryland. I know in Mississippi, you don't get any state taxes. If you pay cash, you're not charged any taxes at all, right? But for your return on investment, 6% for where the price of silver will go or predicted to go in the future, there's still a good exchange. It's still a good trade-off. So, yeah, a perfect time to get credit in order to create cash flow. It really is. Even if you're using your credit for real estate investing, like I said, $1,500 for critical care or elderly care. You got a 3-bedroom house that you can do that through the government. That's $4,500 a month, from what I heard on Periscope. So you definitely want to take advantage of getting credit out of thin air to get real assets. And a lot of people don't know what real assets is. Anytime you have a home, people, it takes money out of your pocket, and I'm not against, living in a home. There was some things about apartments I didn't like. I didn't like going up the stairs. I didn't like carrying my groceries up the stairs. I didn't like hearing everything my neighbor was doing. I like my house. I like the convenience of my home. I like my yard. But every month it takes money out of my pocket. But if I have a rental home or a real asset, that's why it's called real estate, that's an opportunity for that to put money into your pockets. Same thing with real money, which is gold and silver, right? So I'm signing off. Get those silver stacking reports. You want some assets in your life. Also, people, in closing, if you, let me find this link, want to invest, another thing that people do not invest in is a business. They do not invest in business. And I think the best business to invest in lieu of what's going on is a business that does credit repair and will also help you budget your own finances. So if I will put the link once I upload this video in the screen. I'll put the link up now for YouTube. For a small investment of $249, you can go here and sign up for the opportunity. It says opportunity on the screen. And everything, the economy, the 𝒢𝒾𝓋𝑒 that it has, it could change your future. It offers people an opportunity to get their credit repaired for a low monthly subscription, month to month. You do know month to month process may be a little slower than our upfront, but some people, because of job situations, may not be able to afford one lump sum payment, right? And they make month to month may be very affordable for them. And you do none of the work on your own, right? The credit repair process is done for you. You just have to send the referrals, one-time payment. And, if that link doesn't work for you, then you can go to my website, 𝒞𝓄𝓃𝑒𝒹 and send me a message, and I will explain the business for you. So that's $249 one-time investment. So while people are watching Netflix and they're not serious, or their attention span may not be long enough to learn about what real assets and how to use their credit, when 40 million Americans' credit score drop, you want a recession-proof business, and credit repair is that, people. It's that, and in July, unfortunately, it's going to be booming more than ever. So you definitely want to invest in this one time, $249. And you can send me more information on my website as well about getting started in that business at www.fixmycreditandcash.com. I'm logging off. This will probably be my last live for the week because I have a lot of credit to do. and it's really fatiguing to, take your time to do live videos, or as well as me. All right, Speedy Clippers, I will check my emails. You all have a great night. I'm signing off. Queen of Credit and Cash Flow, and to your peace and prosperity as well. Queen of Credit out.